and welcome. Thank you for joining me on another exciting episode of Agribusiness Weekend. I'm Joy Labaran. Now, before I go on the show, I want you to do me a favor. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Wow! So you become the first to get all notifications on our Agribusiness Weekend platform. Welcome. Welcome back. 2020 has been an amazing year for the agricultural sector. So today I have on set with me the Agribusiness Weekend analyst, and we're going to be taking a critical look into 2020 and an outlook into 2021. Right, by my far right I have Akin Alabi. You're welcome on set.
Thank you, Joy.
Thank you for joining me.
Nice to be here with you.
Thank you. Now I have Rachel Omori. You're welcome on set.
Thank you very much for having me on your set.
All right. By my left I have Prince Adeaja. You're welcome, sir.
Great to be here.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much.
All right. Thank you. Now, Akin,
Yeah.
tell us cash crops.
Yeah.
What would you say is your assertion on the growth of cash crops looking at 2020?
All right. Thank you, Joy. Now, for cash crops, I think we need to break it down a little bit
Okay.
to know which of the cash crop we're talking about, because there are
Okay.
several cash crops that changed according to index. In 2020, talking about cocoa, oil palm, and cashew. Based on government policies, based on current investments,
Yeah.
and also based on public-private partnership, on such commodities. But I'll take it one after the other and also throw some light to it. Number one, let me pick it from the angle of cocoa. 2020 has been a little bit dramatic, for everybody.
Yeah.
Based from the COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And we were still the COVID era, the real COVID era around March, and the NSAS in Nigeria and all that. But at the beginning of the year, January, there were a bit of excitement in the entire industry. We had partners that were really excited to invest, because we had several events that was bringing a little bit of excitement into the new year, until COVID came and all that. Because I knew at that point in time there were industries that began to see some light in investing more into the chocolate business, via cocoa beans and all that. And they came with a very good force. But at the time COVID struck, they had to pause and also understand what the economy is saying per country, and to know if they're able to invest more and go further and all that. But unfortunately, it struck and there was a pause. So investments dwindled at that point in time.
Yeah.
But that does not, on the other side, defer or we'll say affect production of cocoa. Yet there was still production, but the real question is, in 2020, as production keeps growing, who were the investors that is coming in to pick up those production and convert into other value chain like chocolate, like cocoa beans, cocoa milk, cocoa drinks and all that? That was more or less minimal because of what happened. But let's look at 2021 now.
Yeah.
Now, with that in 2020, we are hopeful that by 2021, when there is light, at least now the economy is going to pick up gradually.
Mm-hmm.
And
so we hope 2021.
we hope that exactly we'll begin to have more light, and also there will be more opportunity for investors in that. That is one angle in terms of cocoa. Now cashew is another very huge cash crop. For that, most of the prices are determined by external factors, international prices and all that. We may not really have a regulatory body that may control the prices, But again, we've been getting investors that were excited about that also.
Okay.
Look at the various angles of investment value chain that could put their money on cashew, from cashew nuts and other value chains available in the ecosystem. But again, 2020 has not been the year for anybody. People had to withdraw. External investors had to withdraw.
All right.
Be sure of where they are putting their money into before they continue. So those are things that have really disrupted the agricultural system in 2020. But for 2021, we are sure that it will pick up, and it depends more on government. Government need to put on policies that will support producers, that's the farmers, you know, so that even foreign investors can see that production and say, okay, I'm good, ready to put my money into it, and production begins.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Now let me come to you, Prince. Akin has done a good job on telling us about the growth rate of cash crops in 2020 and an outlook into 2021. Now let's talk about staple crops. Now, how would you say is the investment rate of staple crops in 2020?
Yeah, thank you so much, Joy. It's very, very exciting, and it's very, what I can say is something about social aging.
Okay.
But before I got into this staple crop, let me just add one cash crop into it,
Alright.
so that we can just build up on it
Okay.
and do that. You know, when you look at the issue of palm, palm fruit and the palm oil and everything, it's one of the cash crops that Nigeria for over 4 or 5 years now started investing heavily into, and it's not beyond just planting alone. A lot of local, producer and local processors are now making a lot of money, because the closure of our border, are giving way, to all these local processors in order to make a lot of money in this area of palm kernel extraction. When you say palm kernel extraction, people always call it groundnut oil. But it's not everything that is white, like color that's groundnut white, that's a groundnut oil. But we are talking about this palm kernel extraction. I can tell you that even concentrated and based on nothing less than 70% of groundnut oil that you see in the market of Nigeria market today are from palm kernel extraction. A lot of booming investment is coming to that place and every other thing. But when you now look at the issue of COVID and every other thing, because we still talk about it, rolling down to the staple crops that I'm talking about, because everything goes pari passu, as in Nigeria palace in English. But let me just tell you something. There's one of the staple crops that we need to really build on, and Nigeria government through CBN, through policy of this closure of border and every other thing, make this industry grow tremendously. So. And what's that staple crops? Rice. Like, in many fora, I was being invited in so many fora, many TV stations and every other thing to talk about this rice. This rice revolution, we need to really do something about it. Because we need to look at it in the area of what we call the job creation. Because job creation, because let me tell you something. We have 5 industrial agricultural country producing rice for 200 million Nigeria.
That's not enough.
We are at 200 million Nigeria. We are talking about Vietnam, we are talking about Thailand, we are talking about China, we are talking about India, and you are talking about Brazil. So now, many people may not see what is happening in the government sector. Let us give it to this administration. Nigeria, we are building. We as a farmer, just of recent now, a lot of paddy rice are already stocked in silos in the north. A lot. And government of Federal Republic of Nigeria gave money to all these agro in all the northern part of Nigeria and part of the southern Nigeria to plant rice. So when we look at 2020, a lot of things, a lot of jobs are being created, and money by CBN, government intervention, has given to processors also, the millers.
Let me come in from there. I think this actually was encouraged when the government closed the border. Now, news reaching us that the border has been reopened. So what do we say about that?
Immediately when I heard about that, I just laughed. I have to, because we are, in a corporate farmer, we are stakeholders in this, and we are investors heavily together with our partner, in this area of rice and everything, because we are looking, because in corporate farmers, what we base all our efforts into is to develop agriculture and to develop youth in agriculture. So rice is a revolution. It's something that nobody can stop it. It's like a moving train. We need to, because a lot of things is, we can see that a lot of things is happening in this industry now. If 5 industrial nations and we stop buying rice from them, you would think that they just will continue to look, looking at us and let us continue to bet. immediately we start planting, a lot of job creation starts from that kind of environment, and we are moving it forward. And because let me just tell you something, we will have consumed more than what we consumed this year, if not because of COVID.
Okay.
So that was why in many forums I let people know that look, these COVID things, we need to find indigenous solution to it. You see, even in olden days, all the forefathers, they look at where does these sicknesses or diseases come into, and they find solution into it. We cannot say, because the issue of the economy of Nigeria is developing through what? Through social interaction. We are talking about parties. We are talking about barriers. We are talking about churches and mosques. Do you know how many cows that we killed? That they always slaughter during the Muslim festival period. Do you know how many during the COVID around that April, when you talk about around that April, during the Easter period? Do you know a lot of our farmers that are calling us because they already grow broilers and cockerel for Easter period? Nowhere to put. We have some customers that supply fish, catfish for large, all the large quantity to all these hotels and every other thing. Everything stopped. So that's why we talk about vaccine now. We talk about reopening the economy in 2021. We surely believe that Africa need to sit down and look into COVID, not giving us figures from other nations, or because of the fact that Spain is having lockdown, Nigeria does have lockdown. No, now we should be able to see that look, the economy of Nigeria is different, and we need to make sure that 2021 Nigeria, we already produce a lot of rice. We already produce a lot of catfish. Many people will get involved in agriculture. This 2021 is going to be boom, but we need government policy.
Now,
when you look at
you talked well. You talked well. 2021 is going to be boom. But COVID-19, the effect of COVID-19 is increasing, and if we are not careful, it's on the news that Nigeria is likely to go on a second lockdown. Now, if we are saying that catfish farming, for instance, rice farming, for instance, government needs to support, for instance, to make this production of agriculture, this value chains of agriculture become bigger, then what if we go on a second lockdown? What happens?
Okay, let me just chip into that. Now, the first wave, let me put it that way, the first wave has given us a mindset to understand and be ready for anything that may come our way in the second phase, if possible. I do not pray it happens, because it's going to affect farmers critically to the deep.
One question I keep asking is, if Nigeria should go on a second lockdown, are we ready for it?
No, we are not, Joy.
Because so many persons said during the first lockdown, Nigeria wasn't ready for the lockdown at all.
We are still not ready for the second lockdown. Reason because the first lockdown has shrinked the economy.
Okay.
We are still trying to survive from that. So farmers are even struggling now to meet up to the losses they had in the first lockdown. And if the second now happens again, it's more like a dead on arrival for even investors or local farmers or smaller farmers. Now, what do we need to do? It's simple. Now, it's either two ways. Government needs to begin to prepare itself and not participate in whatever lockdown that may come into place, so that farmers do not suffer again, or we give ourselves a break. I say, okay, if you're going to lock down, let there be a amount of period you want to open, and say, okay, ensure that production is done within this amount of time before you're now going into
the lockdown.
So that you don't put people on unaware and just say, I'm giving you 7 days or 48 hours and go on lockdown and destroy the entire economy. Nobody brings in no goods, nobody takes out anything. It's killing, it's demoralizing. It doesn't help farmers or producers. Let me use that like producers. So the government needs to ensure that farmers are ready before they will announce any other lockdown. If it happens in 2021, which I do not pray so, we hope it do not happen, so that producer does not lose again as the amount of loss recorded in the first wave.
Now we let me come back to you, Prince. You've talked so much about rice production, and I see the relationship and what corporate farmers is doing, most especially when it comes to rice, as for creating jobs. Now I want you to tell us more about it, because there are so many persons who are out there and they are really looking for an opportunity to explore. Now I believe that rice production is one area of farming that anybody can have an opportunity to explore. You mustn't necessarily go to the farm. Now, what is corporate farmers doing?
You know, we are starting an advocacy next year together with our partner, you know, in the area, because we deeply involved in this rice revolution. As a matter of fact, we are expecting nothing less than in the next 5 years that we want to get nothing less than 20 million Nigerians involved actively in rice value chain.
Amazing.
I'm talking about from production to processing to logistics and every other thing. And because of consumption aspect of it, it's like fuel. There is hardly to see a home that you can see that they are not eating rice in a day. There was one guy, you know, in my downstairs, you know, very close to me. He said, look, when he got home yesterday, he just said, look, I'm tired of this thing. Rice everywhere. And you know, we are told through most of our partners that look, it's the second largest producing, you know, consuming commodities in the world. So this, you know, federal government, and I'm employing Nigerians, wherever you are today, make sure that you support these initiatives. You can't continue to sponsor your children in school and you are not saying that there's no job anywhere and every other thing, and you are sponsoring that child to school. You are just feeding them like you are feeding cockerel, and you kill them at the end of the day. No, but you should support eating Nigerian rice. What we produce is more nutritious. And with one of our partners that we have, you know, that we partner with, we planted rice from July down to December. So it's already in the market now. You know, it's a special, you know, program and innovation that we are bringing out in 2021. 2021 for all the farmers, for all the intended farmers, those who want to really invest in agri-business, you know, get excited about 2021. And we know that COVID-19 is not going to do anything that will stop our economy. But I'm telling you, rice revolution is going to be one of the biggest things that we have into Nigeria. Let us stop, you know, we heard about opening of a border. Opening of the border, of the land border of Nigeria does not mean that importation of rice into Nigeria. No. That does not mean that importation of that, because there's a ban on it, because we need to empower ourselves. And when you eat Nigerian food, you know, because most of this rice from it, you know, from Thailand and everywhere, is like expiring rice.
So they ship it to us, so we're just like a dumping site. So, and federal government need to maintain this policy and to play international politics, political economic, you know, political economic politics of this rice issue. You see, cutting the heads of nothing less than, you know, 40 rice farmers. Do you think it's a joke? It's not a joke. It's not Boko Haram issue alone. You know, you see on the social media where the Borno women, the Borno farmers, the youth and everything were protesting that look, Cameroon of France, because we are surrounded by French nation, that a majority of them are not producing anything. Imagine we were told that Benin Republic was before this administration of Buhari came into being, that they were the largest importer of rice in the world. Wow.
Yeah, they are. What's their population? No, when you look at their population, because all this rice must come down to Nigeria, and they are collecting tariff on it, and all these international body, those countries also. That's why Nigerians, let us love ourselves. Let us believe that this is our nation. This rice revolution alone will provide job in all the value chains that I mentioned that time. That look, I just told you that it's like a oil. It's like a fuel. It's like a fossil fuel. You can't move. So we are consuming it, and if we are producing it, you know what is going to happen. Talk less of going into cotton. Let us develop. Fema Borisha said something one day. He said, "Look, when we stop buying clothes, all these materials from international, all these they are producing it at the right time. We are talking about a labor crisis in their own economy. Nigeria, we don't need anything to do with poverty. We need national orientation concerning this rice. That's why Agribusiness Weekend is a platform we are going to really use, and we want all the stakeholders in agribusiness, agri sector, to plug into Agribusiness Weekend, because this is the only area you can get a valid information with the quality of people that are coming into this. Check the YouTube and subscribe for it and share. I did tell some people. I said, look, you are asking me that you want to go into agriculture or catfish or everything. Go to our YouTube, you see expert already talks, about something of that nature. Do you know one thing about if we are eating it, do you know that we produce the best rice in the world now? I'm telling you, because we are really involved, we are really involved in this thing. Do you know that as a matter of fact, these are the things we are going to review in 2021, that many Nigerians all over the world, we want you to support rice revolution in Nigeria.
Yeah.
You are helping your family, you are helping yourself, you are helping your health.
You are helping the economy.
Do you know that they are rebagging Nigerian rice now? Some scrupulous element just travel abroad, printed cap rice, printed tomato, printed and everything, and bagging Nigerian rice inside all this and are selling it in another. It's amazing what is happening.
Please, you just brought another interesting look that I would love us to look into.
Yeah,
but we have to go on a short break now. When we come back, we'll do more on that. All right, we'll go on a short break now. When we come back, the discussion continues. Don't go away. Welcome back. It's still Agribusiness Weekend, and the Agribusiness Weekend team is still on set with me. Thank you very much for staying with me.
Thank you.
Now, Prince, before we went on the break, you were talking about some
fraudulent
act of rebagging Nigerian rice, good Nigerian rice. Now, in 2021, what are we expecting? What are we hoping to see, most especially in rice production?
I think that that's the area where technology will take place.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of fraud, a lot of atrocity that you can curb through technology. And one of our partners we are partnering with in the area of rice right now. So already going to rice technology, which area that what we do is that all the bag of the rice, we have a tag and everything. You can go on the app and you can trace the rice from where it was being planted, the processor, and the logistic that brought it down to Lagos or to any of the destination. And after that, you can also take the moisture content and every other thing. And these are the things that we also want to, the major players, all these Wakot, Labana, and the rest, and to do in order to differentiate the Nigerian rice, which is one of the most the best rice in the world right now, as I'm talking to you, that we should promote it very well and use technology to curb this. And we also love to get because these are sabotage of our economy.
Yeah.
In America, all these advanced nations, if you invade tax, it's a seriously criminal offense. We should make this issue of those who are debasing our economy, making our economy looks as if that Nigeria products are not of quality. We planted the very good quality rice and every other thing, and we need advocacy, promoting of this information to let many Nigerians know that look, what you are eating is the best thing that can happen to your body. A lot of cancerous something is due to all this importation of rice. When you are saying that do all these things, you are helping your children, you are helping your health, you are helping this economy. We don't have any other nation than this country. Nigeria must work. Nigeria is a project, and it's a God's project. I surely believe that this issue of these people, through the network, and like I said about technology, the blockchain technology, we discover those who are doing all these things, and they are going to face the wrath of the law of this Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Now, Rachel, let me come to you. He just spoke about technology. I wanted to ask a question, but I think I want you to buttress more on that. Now, when we talk about technology, I believe that technology has come to make our lives better and make it easier as well. Now, and so many youths need to be involved in agriculture come 2021. Now, what role has technology got to play in the development of agriculture in Nigeria?
Thank you very much, Joy. But before I continue with that. I was just going to buttress more on what my friends and Akin said earlier concerning 2020.
Okay.
Even though COVID-19 hit the economy so bad, and we had other sectors too that was affected with COVID, and nobody foresaw what was coming. It just came, and interestingly, I found out that this time was even the time that most people were looking for where to invest their money in. And I remember I had a lot of people call me and tell me, because of course, even though there was COVID, we have to eat, so production has to continue.
Sure.
Okay, so people really wanted to put their money into agriculture. They felt like it was the safest place.
Like that was the only living
Thank you
sector.
very much. So we have to eat, production has to continue, whether there's COVID or not. So people were looking for a safe place to put their money in. So it now depends on where or which value chain you want to plug yourself into. Okay, fine. There was one time I wrote on my Twitter page, I said, a lot of people feel like they say they are not in the value chain, they are not into agriculture, but somehow they play in a particular value chain unknowingly. You could be a transporter of this agricultural produce. You're already in the value chain.
For me, I feel everyone is in the agricultural sector.
Thank you very much. You sell this produce, you're a consumer, you consume agricultural produce. So somehow you find yourself in play in any agricultural value chain. So as a youth, there's so much technology can do for us in the agri sector. There are a lot of sectors that play around this technology thing, but I think now we need to see what technology can do for us in the agricultural sector. And it's very important that we begin to buy into it. Let's begin to take more of this thing. Let's begin to, in 2021, it will help us to forecast. We talk about precision farming. You want to not just produce anyhow commodity, but something that is of value, something that is good to our health, like you said earlier. We're not just taking any produce, something that is good to our health too. Okay, so it will help you with your precision farming. It helps you to mark your area of land. It helps you in application of fertilizers. It just makes farming interesting and sweet. And within a period of time, you'll be able to invest more than you actually bargained for. So we need to implore the use of technology into agriculture come 2021, and we need the youth to be more involved. Agriculture is a place for everybody. Anybody can play in this sector, and it's fun. It's not what you think. It's not about the whole agriculture thing. There's more to agriculture, so you need to be involved. Just find a way to identify any value chain. There are so many of them. We have the agri-media, we have logistics, we have the aggregators.
Anywhere you are, there's something for you.
I'm an agric model.
Fantastic.
So just find a place to plug yourself into it, and before you know it, you become a key player.
Thank you very much. Now, before we go, Akin, I wanted to buttress more on this point. Now, I've been seeing updates of what the Lagos State government is doing in relation with Livestock 247. Now, let's talk about the livestock industry. Come 2021, what are we hoping to see?
Okay, for the livestock sector, well, I would say in 2020 it was a big blow. Majorly for the livestock
because so many parties were suspended.
It was really a big blow from the pig value chain. So those who are involved in the cattle, cows, those are in the poultry production. It was a real big blow for them. So for 2021, technology has to play its role. Reason because in terms of not just producing, we're able to produce and process to sell. That's very critical. For example, I'll use what happened at Okiaro as a typical case study. That most pig farmers lost thousands of of their pigs, due to the disease that happened. And the unfortunate part is that most of our pig farmers don't really understand what other value chain are available, to the rearing of pigs. They all think that sell as pork or rear and produce as pork, but there are other things that are embedded in it. So in the aspect of what other value chains are open to every livestock industry is very, very important, and can only make more significance to that with use of technology. For example, in the poultry business, how best can we now begin to rare and also sell to market within a very short space of time.
Okay.
You know, technology can do all that for you. So these are areas. For example, Lagos State now is working more closely with stakeholders like Livestock 247 and other industries like that to encourage meat producers, okay, to have clean meat, to sell to Lagosians. Okay, meat that doesn't have contagious disease and all those things.
Yeah.
So these are things that technology is doing and open our eyes to on a daily basis. But we need a platform where we can showcase all that and see it more clearly. So in 2021, we do believe that there will be more investment in livestock industry because of COVID has taught us huge lessons.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's more investment in the livestock industry for the poultry business, the pig business, and the cow business to make your business grow faster. Okay, and also to encourage other investors to see the investable parts and also how you can also have your ROI. If you are putting 1 naira into it today, you can know that in the next couple of months I can get back my 1 naira times 2, which is critical to any investors. And we believe that 2021 will do that for us. Do justice for us about that.
Thank you very much. Once again, I want to say thank you very much for being on set with me. It's been an amazing time talking with you.
Thank you, Joy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joy.
Alright, that's all we can take on today's episode of Agribusiness Weekend. Till I come your way next time, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all our social media platforms. I'm Joy Labaran. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Thank you.